We have seen this pattern before, from Malcolm X to Fred Hampton, from COINTELPRO to covert operations and classified stings. Whenever power is threatened, the playbook rarely changes. Neutralize the threat, create a villain, control the narrative, and silence the people who know too much. So here's the question no one dares to ask. What do Tyler Robinson's parents know that they cannot say? Could they have seen something that night? Could it be that the weapon was never Tyler's? That it was planted, designed to look like his, knowing he could be broken by guilt, fear, or betrayal? The gun, yes, was registered to a family member. The towel it was wrapped in came from the Robinson home. But does that prove Tyler carried it? Number. It only proves someone knew how to make it appear that way. And then, there's the roommate. A 20-year-old, formerly male, and now transitioning, who lived under the same roof as Tyler Robinson. This individual handed over Discord messages, allegedly found a note, gave police access to Tyler's devices. But what is missing from the headlines is motive. The two had argued, not over politics, but over personal matters. And anyone who has lived in shared housing knows tensions, control, and fear can build in dangerous ways. Could this witness have been more involved than we've been told? Court records reveal something else. This same roommate accepted police protection immediately after Tyler's arrest, relocated, a new identity that is usually reserved for people who are either in danger or hiding something. And yet, none of this appears on the nightly news. None of this is spoken about in press conferences. If you've never heard it before, that's no accident. Because if you don't share this story, it dies right here. Now, the internet is already ablaze with theories. Some claim Tyler Robinson was brainwashed. Others argue he was a patsy for a shadow government. QAnon forums are filled with claims that Charlie Kirk was targeted by the deep state, or even that he faked his own death entirely. And then, there's the story about the Dairy Queen. Yes, really. Some users online insisted that a nearby Dairy Queen closed the day after the shooting to destroy surveillance footage. But local records prove that store had been shut down for weeks due to a lease termination. There is no connection between the restaurant and the case. This is what happens when tragedy collides with digital chaos. The truth doesn't vanish, it drowns. But we are not here to chase hashtags. We are not here to play detective with internet rumors. We are here to follow the evidence, court filings, public records, sworn testimony, verified media. And in any case like this, there are 3 categories of evidence: possible, plausible, proven. It is possible that Tyler Robinson was set up by someone close to him. It is plausible that digital evidence was manipulated before it reached the police. But it is proven that the FBI destroyed a handwritten note and has not released the full DNA results from the towel wrapped around the weapon. Possibility raises questions. Plausibility demands investigation. But proof convicts or exonerates. And let's be clear, the idea that Tyler Robinson may not have pulled the trigger is not a conspiracy theory. It is an investigative hypothesis, one supported by glaring gaps in forensic evidence, the destruction of material, withheld surveillance footage, and the silence of primary witnesses, including Tyler's own parents. We are not saying Tyler is innocent. We are saying the official story is incomplete. And that incomplete story is being used to justify the harshest punishment our system allows: death. To date, no verified evidence ties Charlie Kirk's death to a political cabal. No documents tie it to a federal agency, an activist group, or foreign influence. And no credible sources suggest it was a false flag attack. But dismissing those theories does not automatically validate the official version either. Information in a high-profile crime spreads like smoke in a burning house. The thicker it gets, the harder it is to see what is real. and what is distraction. So when headlines are too clean, too perfect, too neatly tied in political bows, ask yourself who benefits, who disappears, and who is left to carry the weight. The FBI says DNA proves Tyler touched the gun, but legally, DNA is not a smoking gun. It cannot prove when contact occurred. It cannot prove motive. It cannot prove who pulled the trigger. And let's not forget, the weapon was wiped down intentionally. Who wipes down a murder weapon but leaves just enough DNA behind? Someone careless? Or someone careful, calculating, and deliberate? Gunshot residue tests came back inconclusive. No eyewitness identified the shooter's face. Surveillance video is grainy, distant, a shadowy figure running. But not one frame proves that figure was Tyler Robinson. And yet, within 36 hours, he was behind bars. And within 72, the media had moved on. This was a rushed case. Charlie Kirk wasn't just a conservative activist. He was a symbol, a lightning rod. His death ignited outrage. It ignited political capital. Leaders wanted a name, fast. Prosecutors wanted a clean conviction. The public wanted someone to blame. And so a confused, isolated 22-year-old became the perfect suspect. You are watching a story they don't want told. If you believe in due process, if you believe facts matter more than fear, comment below. Ask the questions they won't, because silence is complicity. And right now, the silence is deafening. In our next episode, we'll pull back the curtain on the legal battle unfolding in the courtroom and the disturbing pattern of what's being hidden from the public. The judge, the jury, the lawyers, and the one piece of evidence that may already have been tampered with. Was Tyler Robinson a killer or a patsy? And if he didn't pull the trigger, who did? And who gave the order? Right now, Tyler Robinson sits inside a Utah detention facility, awaiting trial for one of the most politically charged assassinations in recent memory. Formally charged with first-degree aggravated murder, facing the death penalty. Yet in pre-trial hearings, his defense team has accused prosecutors of misconduct, of withholding evidence that could prove his innocence. One item in particular, a second towel, found near the weapon, containing traces of blood that do not belong to Tyler Robinson. And then there is the surveillance footage, 4 seconds long. A loading dock camera behind the auditorium. In those seconds, 2 figures appear, not one. Both in black, both fleeing the scene. Prosecutors dismissed the second figure as an unrelated student. No name, no testimony, no subpoena, simply dismissed. And still, Tyler's parents remain silent. No public statement, no court appearance. This trial is not only about guilt, it is about control. Control of the story, control of memory, control of what the public is even allowed to ask. The lead prosecutor is connected to Utah's Republican establishment. The presiding judge was appointed by a governor who once called Charlie Kirk a patriot hero. None of this proves corruption, but in a justice system where perception shapes truth, the question must be asked, was this trial built to reveal the truth or to bury it? Recent psychiatric evaluations submitted by the defense reveal more. According to these reports, Tyler Robinson suffers from complex PTSD and delusional guilt, a condition in which someone falsely believes they are responsible for events they did not cause. One therapist described Tyler's obsession with being punished, even if innocent, that he saw himself as a vessel for other people's sins, that he believed, quote, "If I didn't stop it, then I deserve what's coming." Does that sound like a cold-blooded assassin? Or a young man manipulated and then discarded? In every political killing, there are 2 stories. The official story, rehearsed, edited, streamlined. And the real story, tangled, human, inconvenient. In the official version, Tyler Robinson is a lone wolf, But in the real version, he may be the fall guy in a staged event. An emotional, isolated young man, weaponized by people far more powerful than him, and then silenced by a system desperate for a scapegoat. Charlie Kirk's death was real. It was tragic. It was devastating. But the truth about who pulled the trigger and why may still be hidden in plain sight. If you believe justice should not be about convenience, if you believe silence should not be mistaken for guilt, then share this story. Like, subscribe, comment. Because the more light we shine on this case, the harder it becomes for the truth to remain buried. Tyler Robinson may be guilty, or he may be the most convenient scapegoat in a generation, until someone, perhaps his parents, finally finds the courage to speak. We may never know,